We got the heart healthy cardio dinner here. We got the potatoes, the yellow potatoes. We got some carrots. We got some salmon. And we got some fried green tomatoes. Hey everybody, free haul at the library today. Pretty good stuff. Hey, yes, free. All of this was costing me nothing. Okay, so Star Trek IV, The Voyage Home on Blu-ray. Half Nelson with Ryan Gosling. I saw this before with my ex-girlfriend. She liked it more than I did. I think because of Ryan Gosling, but it's DVD. Nicholas Nickleby, this is a remake that I think I might have, but I'm not sure. If I don't, I got it now. And then here's Witness for the Prosecution in 1957. Is it Billy Wilder? I think, yeah, Billy Wilder film with an all-star cast. Great courtroom drama, classic. I already own that, but, you know, I might sell it or have an extra copy. Love Finds Andy Hardy. Classic MGM, Judy Garland, Mickey Rooney film. On Blu-ray. Excuse me, on DVD. And then we got Matrix Reloaded, which I think I have, but, you know, just in case I didn't. And then probably the prize of the day, this film right here, La Belle Nauseuse, by Jacques Rivette on New Yorker Films on DVD. Like, this is pretty rare to come across, even for sale, much less for free. This is a great film. I hated it the first time I saw it, but when I watched it the second time, I kind of understood what he was going for. New York City Ballet Workout DVD. I'm going to sell that, I think. Muriel's Wedding. I think I own this, but just in case I didn't, it was free, so I want to make sure. The Prestige. I might have this, but not sure. Paris Je T'aime. I wasn't sure if I had that, so I grabbed it. Now, there was a bunch of VHS, like vintage VHS. We got this RKO collection, Alice Adams. Alice Adams is a great film nobody talks about anymore. Booth Tarkington story. Balalaika Nelsonetti. Is it Jeanette MacDonald or somebody else? I think it's somebody else. It's like with Sonia Henney or somebody. I don't know. Hey everybody. Yeah, correction. Balalaika, 1939 film, MGM. Nelsonetti and Alona Massey. I said Sonia Henney, I think. This is directed by Reinhold Schunzel, who directed the great Victor Victoria film from Germany in 1933 that I love so much. This one's sealed, still sealed. And this was put out in the 90s, so it's probably a 30-year-old tape at this point. Pretty cool to come across something like this. That's pretty wild. I almost bought that at half price, but I'm glad I didn't because I got it free at the library. Saratoga Trunk with Gary Cooper and Ingrid Bergman. Another MGM Warner vintage film. Alibaba and the 40 Thieves. This is the one. Is Sabu in this? It's John, what's his name? John Hall, Maria Montez. Yeah, Maria Montez. Kind of the queen of these films. And then Turhan Bey. Yeah, Turhan Bey, that's it. My mom used to see this kind of stuff at the movies back in the 40s. Knights of the Round Table with Robert Taylor. Classic Knights of the Round Table film on VHS. Oh, here's another DVD, Rocky 2. I don't believe I have Rocky 2, so it's a pretty good one. So, Key Largo on VHS. The next voice you hear on VHS. I did not have this. James Whitmore's in this. It's an MGM film. I never have had a copy of that at all. Backstreet. I guess this is the remake. Yeah, this is the remake of Backstreet on VHS. So this is a 1961 Backstreet. There were two film adaptations before this. Universal ended up remaking all of its melodramas that they had made in the early 30s. They made a lot of them in the early 40s, remade them, and then they remade several of them in the late 50s and early 60s. And this is one of those. This is 1961. David Miller remake with Susan Hayward. I've seen the ones from the 30s because those to me are the best ones, but anyway. Last of the Dogmen with Barbara Hershey and Tom Berenger on VHS. I remember you used to see that at the video store. Farmer's Daughter. This is, I think it's Anchor Bay. Yeah, Anchor Bay still sealed in the clamshell. That's crazy. I may sell that. Texasville. Farmer's Daughter is a great movie, but I've already got it. Texasville. This is a sequel to Last Picture Show with Jeff Bridges and Sybil Shepherd on VHS. I got this Mary Chapin Carpenter because of the green case. I was going to just take the case for my archive, my case archive, because I like to have green cases in reserve for Ryko discs that I sell. Dave Alvin, Blue Boulevard on High Tone. I'm not sure what that is, but High Tone's an interesting label. They usually have good stuff. Now, this is just something I picked up for the case, for the double case, just to have in my case reserve. Portrait of a Lady soundtrack. That was a very fine movie from the late 90s. And this says Clifford Jordan Quartet live at Ethel's, but I don't think that's what's in here. I think it's a different jazz disc. But it was free, so I couldn't complain. Janacek, Violin Sonata on Naxos. I mean, that's a great Hall thing there. Back to the Future soundtrack on CD. Little Sire d'Amore, de Donizetti on Decca London. 2 discs. I mean, it's an opera. What can you say? Beethoven's 7th and 8th symphonies with Bruno Walter. I have all of Bruno Walter's, but there was one I didn't have, and it might be this disc, so I'm not sure. But if this is the gap filler, then I'm very happy. And then Christopher Parkening doing Rodrigo's Concerto and Walton Bagatelles for guitar and orchestra on EMI Classics. And to just show you additionally why sometimes you should check very carefully your free library items. And I didn't see this at the time I initially made the video. This is signed by Christopher Parkening in silver ink, silver marker. This is his signature. It's an odd signature, but I did check it against other signatures, and this is how he signs. He has that big E right there in the middle. And then he always has some numbers. I'm not sure if that's the date or what that is. But that's his signature, and I'm selling that because it turns out I already own this disc, which is great because my finger's still in there. It's great because, you know, I don't have to keep a signed one. I don't care about autographs, so it's already in my inventory there. So we got on eBay a signed Christopher Parkening disc if anybody wants to buy it. I mean, you know, I have 10 million copies of the Rodrigo already, but I don't think I have many of the Waltons, so that's my free haul. That is pretty nice. Now, at half price, I did find Natty Dread by Bob Marley for $5. I didn't have this, so I kind of had to get this. It's a great album, and this oddity with Elgar and Delius Works, I guess Choral Works or Stage Works, Hassan by Delius and Starlight Express by Elgar, with Vernon Handley, and was it Bournemouth or London Philharmonic? Yeah, and Bournemouth Sinfonietta. You don't run across this very often. This was $1, but it's very scuffed. Both discs are very scuffed. In fact, one of them has got a deep scuff. I don't even know if it'll play, but it might skip. But we'll say this is Arthur Nersesian's novel The Fuck Up from the 90s. I think it was like published by MTV or something. It was kind of hip New York novel. I read it before many years ago, I think in 2008. I own a copy of this, so I was going to sell this copy. It's a fun book. It's kind of its time, but and it's, you know, it's not as wacky. It's kind of Woody Allen-ish, you know, New York people after they break up with people trying to find a new life kind of stuff, which is always fun because, you know, you get into that after hours Scorsese type stuff where people are running up against life in a big city, and he's good at that. Nersesian's really good at that stuff. It's very humorous, and I enjoyed this book quite a bit, but I'll sell this copy. I got this for $2 at half price. These two, this was $1 and Natty Dread was $5, $4.99, so not displeased with that. So, you know, spent $7 with my discount on these and then nothing for all of that, so